What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be a fun video. This is actually the first video of my new kind of setup that I have going on in here, and so I like it. Some nice RGBs in the back, nice front light. Yeah, it's popping. It's looking good. It's looking good. But on this video, I'm gonna show you how I edit my drone footage. So I'm gonna take you on Adobe Premiere and go step by step by how I usually edit the drone footage that I film. So let's go. St. Louis mug representing home for all you St. Louis Cardinals. I am never home, but I'm always repping. All right, we're gonna pop in to my Samsung. Let's see. How about we go to Hawaii? I love that Hawaii drone footage that I got. So we'll go to Hawaii. I already have a project open for Hawaii, so I'm gonna double click that and open that up on Premiere. Come on, load. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. You ever feel that way? Like somebody's just watching you wherever you sit? All right, so I really like this shot. It's on the beach. You see the ocean, kind of playing around, but I like that shot. So this is where I'm gonna start when I do the grade. So one thing I start off with any image video clip that I do is the first thing I do is I go to the curves. And so the curves I love because you can adjust the highlights, adjust the shadows and the midtones all on like on a curve. And what I like to do is put things into an S curve. S curves really you pop out the highlights when you raise this top part of the highlights up. And then when you drop this S down here it brings the shadows down. So we're gonna start with these curves. We're gonna push these up just a tad bit. That makes it pop a lot more than how it did look. And then we're gonna go down to these shadows. And so these shadows, as I drop the shadows down, you see the shadows get deeper, darker, really rich, and it brings a lot of the saturation out as well, as you can see. So man, it looks really good. So I'm gonna be a little bit more dramatic and bring it to about right here. So let's see, I think that looks good. That looks really good. And so let me go to the midtones, and then I'll bring that up just a tad bit, not too much. It's not too much. So as you can see, just that simple little S curve, messed that up. Just that simple little S curve makes a world of a difference for when the start of your grade. And so if I double click, you'll see it goes from that to that. Very simple. That to that. It's like night and day. And so after I finish with my curves, what I'll do is, I'm sorry, before I even finish that, so this S curve, this white S curve is actually an S curve for all of the color spectrum. And so the rest of the spectrum, obviously, if we separate the RGB spectrum, if you got red, we've got green, we've got blue. And so if I feel like, you know, I wanna pop the reds a little bit more, or the greens a little bit more in the shot, or the blues, I can go to each individual color of that, and I can maneuver and manipulate that. So let's go to the greens. Maybe I want the greens to highlight a little bit more, make a little more of a cast on. Oh, that's the blue. Sorry, green. So maybe I want the greens to kind of dominate the shot a little bit more. You know, I can bring that highlight up, or if I want the purple, which is the opposite of that, I can bring that down. It's really about preference. That's what it comes down to, is just finding your preference within, you know, your colors, how you want your highlights and your shadows. And so if I don't want to mess with that, I will just leave that how it is. I can spend probably about 15-20 minutes on that. So I'm not gonna do that right now. So with this shot, what I kind of see is the saturation is popping a little bit. The shadows are really deep, and so I'm gonna adjust my temperature a little bit and see if it looks a little bit toned down on the saturation, or I'm sorry, on the color when I bring this down more to the blues. And so let's see, blues look good, okay, blues are good. So I put it to -20. Let's see what the tint, let's mess around with the tint. And so this temperature and tint is pretty much the same as if I wanted to adjust manually the RGB on my curves. And so for this tutorial, I'm just gonna go straight to the temperature and tint and adjust it this way. And so, you know, I make maneuver it around this way. And that looks good. Maybe drop my saturation down just a little bit. Put it at negative. I'm sorry, 70, not negative. Put it at 70. Maybe let's make that 80. Oops. Let's make that 80. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe pop some more contrast. It looks good. So let me play that back. It's interesting. Let's move through this. Yeah, so I mean, as you can see, you compare the drone footage from, let's turn all these off, from this to this, and it's like night and day. And so you see the shadows over here on the left and right are pretty deep in. You can see the water with a little bit more depth. There's a lot more crisp in the waves, and it's just a really good shot. Man, you honestly, that looks great. You know, I don't want to overcomplicate this because you know, for some people they're not really sure how to edit this. So that's what this is for. So yeah, this is how I usually edit through my drone footage, and it really depends. I don't usually stick a lot of the times to the same colors, specific palette. Like, it really depends. Sometimes I like warmer tone shots or feel to a video. Sometimes I like cooler tones. I think it just really depends on how you want to create and how you feel is a good way to express yourself through, you know, editing this type of content. So that's pretty much it. That's what I do with my drone footage. I drop it in Adobe Premiere, add some curves on it, add some temperature and tint. Oh, one more thing. Also, I'll go to this creative, and depending on how I want this to look, I'll put my saturation in here as well. So maybe I want to, you know, put 15. I'll put 15 saturation on here. Let's drop this vibrance. Actually, no, let's raise it up. We'll raise the vibrance up a little bit. Now, vibrance just adds that extra pop of color to it. It focuses a lot more on enriching specific colors. So let's go with vibrance. Let's do 20 on vibrance. That looks good. Okay, cool, awesome. And that's pretty much it. This is the final edit from what we were looking at originally. So I went from this, which looks great, looks really good, but you add this on there, it adds a completely different feel and vibe to the shot. And so it looks a lot more like the day, and this is more, you know, sunset. And so you can definitely see the difference with this. And so awesome. So that's the wrap of that video. If you got any questions, comments, send a comment to me. We're more than willing and happy to help you with it. Also, like, share, you know, send this out if you think this is helpful for someone who wants to just mess around with drone footage. And a lot of people now, they download drone footage from stock websites, and they edit it themselves as well. So this could be helpful for that as well. So happy creating, people. Derek Jones Nelson out.